see all of you come out this morning. It's a beautiful day. So every day God makes is a beautiful day. Even if it's raining, it's a beautiful day because God made it. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of folks that need to be in prayer for. Kennedy and Sister Cook lost members of their family. Also need to be in prayer for the Bryson family. There's a lot going on. Good to see all the family that is here. Good to see Dale here with us. He walked in. I wondered who the new millionaire was walking in. Dale looks good. It's good to see all of you. Also, Brother Fleming has a daughter that is here. Let's welcome her with welcome arms. And of course, Diane and his family, but it's still good to see you. We want to look at 1 Peter. Forgive me again, my flash drive has disappeared. I don't know what I did with it, but you do have your printout. And we often, within the church, Brother Woods and other people, I want to thank you all for doing such magnificent jobs in my absence. We appreciate what you do. But what I want to talk about for the next few weeks is so often, good to see you, Deacon, good to see you. We put so much emphasis on baptism because the world does not, that sometimes we need to back up and talk about the faith that we need to make it through life. And Peter does a good job of talking about the significance of faith. In 1 Peter 1:3, we're only going to deal with 1 Peter 3, 1 through 3. He talks about, all praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is about his great mercy that we have been born again. Because God raised Jesus from the dead. Now we live with great expectation. That's about all I'm going to deal with this morning. Max Lucado, one of the scholars of the church, wrote a book called 6 Hours One Friday. And the one thing about Max, I want to preface this, is Max is a thinker, he's a scholar, he gets a lot of flack, even though he is a minister of the Church of Christ, he gets a lot of flack because they say he's liberal. But let me tell you something. If you're a thinker, you're not going to stick with the same stuff all the time. When you learn better, you do better. And just because that's the way it was always taught doesn't mean that's what's right. So let's get out of this idea of somebody is a thinker and they think deeper than what we think. Instead of accusing them of being something, check out what's really being said. And I'm not, this is not a part of the message, but I'm going here anyway. I'm not big on this liberal conservative stuff anyway, because most conservative stuff, it means being cruel to other people. Most liberal stuff means going beyond what God says do. So let's just be a Christian and leave out all these labels. Let's just be Christians and leave out all the labels and just be what God wants us to be. But anyway, Max is a great boat. He loves boats. And so he happened to go out, and that's why it's good to get some advice before you do something. He went out and he would talk to this older sailor. And this older sailor told him, if you ever get in a storm, make sure you have 4 anchors and go out in the deep water. Now that's not what we would think. We think get to close to shore as you can. But he said the older man told him to go out into the deep water and then throw your 4 anchors out on each side of your boat and then pray that they hold. How many of us know that we gonna go through some storms? Amen. And we're gonna need an anchor. Amen. When we go through those storms. Well, faith is that anchor. And Max said, I survived the storm, but he says it taught me something in the midst of my storm, that in life, just like on that ship, every one of us needs something that will anchor us and hold us when the storms come. And so I ask the question as we introduce this lesson, where have you put your faith? What have you put your faith in? Have you put your faith in your bank account or in family or in your education? Where And then second that question I ask is, how important is it to have faith? And where do we find faith strong enough to make it through the storms of life? Because I guarantee you the winds are going to blow, and there's going to be some stuff that comes along and rocks your world. You can be going along fine, and all of a sudden it seems like all hell breaks loose. Where is your faith when that happens? Peter knew how important faith is, and he gives us a great picture of faith. A faith, we need a faith that we can anchor deep with, and a faith that will hold us during the storms of life. Now, when Peter wrote this letter, things were changing. Things were in the midst of changing. In the beginning of the first century of the church, the government was not really concerned with this new group called Christians. It wasn't that many of them, and so they weren't really that concerned with them. But as they began to grow, the government began to restrict things and constrict things, and so Peter is writing to people who are finding it increasingly more difficult to live their faith. Even today, it's not easy being a Christian. But we need to find a way to live our faith without compromise. Amen. One of the things that I struggle with today is our so-called evangelicals. Is the fact that they love Jesus, but they love a president that lies. They love a president that demeans women. They love a president who demeans anybody that does not look like him. So how can I actually be a child of God and not love folk and on the other hand, when somebody else does something, and what I'm talking about here, it's increasingly difficult to identify yourself as a Christian because we play so many games. All right. We talk about I'm Republican because they're against abortion. I'm Democrat because they're for it. That has nothing to do with our faith. Our faith is standing on the principles that God has told us to stand on, regardless of where your political party stands. And I serve a God who is merciful, who gives grace, and I'm not going to try to dictate anybody's life. I'm going to tell you what God loves, but I'm not going to denigrate you because of your life. And so my faith says that, my faith tells me that, Dwight, you need to handle your business. You can't live for everybody else. You can't think for everybody else. But you got to love everybody else. You got to treat everybody else right and live the best you can. And it doesn't matter what comes into your life. There are times in your life your faith is going to be rocked. Peter gives us some insight on how to live an authentic Christian-centered faith in the midst of some difficult times. Number one, we need a timeless faith. And we have look at verse 4. We need a faith that has stood the test of time. And we need a faith that will take us through tough times. And we need a faith for every time of the day. It just seems like sometimes when you're doing your best, it's when the world is at its worst. Look at verse 4. And we have a priceless inheritance. An inheritance that is kept in heaven. Where is it kept for you? In heaven. Pure and undefiled, beyond the reach of change and decay. And through your faith, God is protecting you by his power until you receive this salvation, which is ready to be revealed on the last day for all to see. Our faith is being kept for us in heaven. Every one of us that has a few pennies, we stuck them in the bank. And we trusted our bank. You know what's amazing to me? We will put our money in the bank take our debit, well, young folks don't know anything about checks, so I still, we'll take our debit cards, our cash app, and because we put the money in the bank, we trust that it's still there. Yeah. So we go in and we stick the debit card in. But there's no guarantee you got any money there. You take your cash out. How do I know that last night, how do I know that it didn't happen last night, that the bank president or some teller didn't embezzle every dime there? But we trust the bank. But we will not invest in a life that stores treasures for us in heaven that will be kept. It's timeless. You don't have to worry about that. It's kept by God. It's guaranteed by God. Your faith will guarantee you that you'll be saved. It does not matter. It does not matter what goes on earth. Your faith guarantees your salvation. Yes. We got to stop worrying about, you know, we get all upset about political stuff. And the reason I'm on this is because if you're going to make it today, you got to have some faith. Right. With all the mess going on in this country, yes, on both sides, yes, you got to have some faith. And when we discuss it at work, I tell them I was born in 1953. I've survived every president there was. Amen. So why am I worried about the current conditions? I don't worry about political situations. I worry about my relationship with God. Because God has seen me through some see nothing. Amen. It doesn't matter who. When y'all were worried about Jimmy Carter, I was worried about Jesus Christ. And I told them, you know, they talk about the fact that this country needs to return to God. We need to be what God wants us to be. If there was anybody that tried to serve God and still trying to serve God, it was Jimmy Carter. He's out building homes for folks. He's doing everything he can for everybody he can at 90 years old, over 90 years old. And they do what they said about him, worst president we ever had. But yet he was the only, you know why? Because he was the only honest president. Right. I may not agree with his theology, but I sure agree with the way he tries to serve humanity. So you can't worry about the political and how things change in this world. Sooner or later. So the question becomes, it's not that we have faith. Everybody has faith. Everybody has faith. And when we drove up in our cars, all those cars sitting out in the parking lot, you get in it and you stick your key in. And there's no question that you expect it to start. You got faith, your car's gonna start. Yes. You know, we go through life. We even say we have faith. We say, well, in the morning I'm gonna get up and go to work. We display faith in a lot of different. Yes. When I get home, I'm gonna eat this. I'm going to eat this. You got faith that you're gonna make it home. The atheist has faith that his rational reasoning is enough to remove the possibility of God. The atheist says, I thought it through, and in my conclusion, there is no God. What does that mean there is not a God? Amen. Just because you reason something doesn't mean that that's the way it is. Right. His faith is in his intellectual ability. Others have faith in their abilities, their skills, their connections, their friends, their family, or themselves. You know, some folk think they got enough connections and you can get enough folks to cover up your dirt that you won't be touched. But how many of us know that it won't be very long? You may not have to answer to the society, you may not have to answer to the law, but sooner or later you're going to have to answer to God. Amen. All right. Everybody has faith. But the question is, where is your faith anchored? Sooner or later, the storms of life will begin to blow, and the question then becomes, will the anchor that you have your faith in hold? Will it hold? how rich you are. Those folk during the Great Depression. You had folk jumping out of buildings.
All right.
Multi-millionaires, because in a few hours, they went from being multi-millionaires to dirt cheap. You can't, that's stuff we put our faith in, and we put our faith in people. How many here have not been disappointed by somebody? If you're going to have a faith, put your faith in God, who is in heaven, and he's keeping your stuff for you. That's why the old folk used to sing that song, I'm sending up my timber. Now, Peter gives us 3 reasons. This is the last point I'm going to make in this section about our timeless faith. One of the things that makes our faith timeless is our faith in Christ is imperishable. Our faith in Christ is imperishable. When you go into the store, I don't care what you say, everything is perishable. It's perishable. Food, clothes, and we say jewelry lasts forever. It's perishable. It may not be gone, but it'll be gone from you. Let somebody come to your house and see. That's why you need to be careful letting take folks through your house. Let me show you what I got. And boy, you know it. You have got it. That's not good English. But how is our faith? How can our faith in Christ be imperishable? Well, look at where our faith is kept. Look at Matthew 6:19 through 21. Don't store up for yourselves treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. See, we put our value, our faith is in what we got. Just be thankful God bless you with it. But don't put your faith in it. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care what kind of money you spend on it. It will eventually break down. I don't care what kind of house you build, it's eventually going to develop a leak. I don't care what kind of job you have, it's eventually going to be. And don't trust on Social Security, because nothing's secure about our society. Our government right now is trying to figure out how they can take your money that you put in. Talking about, well, Social Security is an entitlement. Well, let me explain something to you. It's only entitlement if you've given me something for nothing. When you taking money out of my paycheck every week, it's not an entitlement, it's what I'm entitled to. You know, etymology was my study in school. You can't, I don't speak good English all the time, but I know words. And I know what words mean. So you don't play that game with me. Because I'll break it down to its origin, what it literally means. And that's how folk fool you. They play games with words, and it sounds good. So he says, don't put your stuff. Don't put your. How many of us, it talks about malls, how many of us have had blankets and sweaters, cashmere sweaters, and we used to buy mothballs and we used to buy cedar chests. Y'all remember cedar chests and cedar cloths and mothballs? You put your good stuff in there because you didn't want the moths to eat it. But watch what happens. Leave it open one time. Or forget to put it back in the cedar chest. And then the mothballs will help, but boy, when you come in, you smell like folk knew you just got out of the mothballs. And so we put our stuff, but Jesus says, don't put your stuff, don't worry about earthly stuff, because it's eventually going to be gone anyway. So where does he tell us to put it? Store your treasures where? In heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in. So Jesus says, that we ought to put our treasures in heaven. Some of us have hidden our most precious things. Matter of fact, I have a bank deposit vault myself for papers and different things that I don't want to be bothered. But there's no guarantee that somebody can't break in my bank deposit vault. There's no guarantee. And even though the bank tells you that the only key you have is the one that is available is the one you have, now think about what they say. Well, you're the only one with the key. Where did they get that key? Somebody had to make that key, didn't they? Yes. How do I know that whoever made that key didn't make another key? So kingdoms, anything we set our faith in this world, kingdoms have come and fallen, economies have been built and destroyed, and nations have been established and vanished. All that is left of some of these kingdoms are the ruins you can see in a museum. Only the kingdom of God has remained constant, and we talk about 2,000 years because that's when the church started. But I got a secret for you. God's kingdom has always existed. Amen. He couldn't be king if he had no kingdom. God's kingdom has always existed. And you don't have to worry about God's kingdom going out of existence. You know, we talk about the United States, and it's the greatest country in the world, and it's been here since, but every great kingdom has eventually fallen. You know why? Because it's built on people. And whenever you have people, you have promise. Now let me land this thing. Our faith is to be set in heaven and not on the things of this world. That is the only way we know that our faith is imperishable. Because everything is timeless. And God, I just thought this. Do you know God has faith in you?
Amen. Amen.
Why do you think you got up this morning? Because God said, I got faith that what they didn't get right yesterday, they'll get right today. If they were doing right yesterday, they'll keep on doing right today. So if God has faith in you to give you another chance, or a chance to continue to advance his kingdom, why can't you have faith in God? Amen. Well, I can't see it. This is later on in my lesson, but I want you to think about something. To say I can't believe in something because I can't see it is the most ludicrous thing you could ever say. Yes. I'm going to tell you why. Elder, get ready to extend the invitation. I'm going to tell you why. How many of you can see your brain? How many of you can see your brain? But you believe it's there, don't you? I know some folk act like they don't have one. So to say I can't see, just because I can't see something, doesn't mean it's not there. When you put your ATM card in, as I mentioned earlier, when you do that cash app, you cannot see your money, you just believe. When you go to the doctor and he gives you a prescription, you can't see how it's going to work. You just believe. And because you trust that doctor, a lot of folk have left here trusting in doctor. I'll tell you something that happened to me when you talk about faith. I was very sick one time, and they wrote me a prescription, and Waylon went to the pharmacy to pick up my medicine. And when she got there, now Waylon's a stickler about watching her medicine. If they change the color of the pill, she wants to know why. Well, she took the medicine when she got home. She said, "Right, this is not right. You're not going to take this." She went back to the pharmacy and said, "This is not the right medicine." He said, I've seen this before. This is not the right medicine. He said, oh, thank God that he didn't take that. That probably would kill me. Now, what if she hadn't?
Yeah. Yes.
Because being me, I probably would have just taken where he wrote it. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is, we put faith in stupid stuff.
Yes.
But we won't put faith in the superior.
Amen.
Person.
Amen.
You put faith in your job that they're going to deposit. You work 2 weeks without pay, or 1 week without pay, and you have faith that they're going to deposit something in your checking account, don't you? Used to send you a check, but they deposit. Now, you know how many folks have gone to work with that expectation and then go months without a check? But we can't trust God. Does that make sense?
Yes.
God has given you everything, but you can't trust him. But you can just trust folk that's crooks just like you. Time is faith. There is nothing that the beauty of God is, time does not limit him. And so, if we put our faith in him, time does not limit us. Because our treasures are kept in heaven. You can die poor and end up rich. Or you can die rich and end up poor. That's your choice. By the decision you make. Elder, would you extend the invitation, please?